There's a lot going on here. But what I'd like to introduce is something called nested if statements, which is a fancy way of saying that you can have an if statement within another if statement. Forget why you want to do that at this point. Let's just see what happens when you do that. Well, I guess let's see if you can predict what happens. So we have a variable QWERTY, which is a nickname for the number 1001. What line processes next? 3. If QWERTY is less than 5, is QWERTY less than 5? No. So what line processes next? Okay, I'm hearing a bunch of line 11s. Does anyone think it's not line 11? Because there is another if statement that starts within there. 8? Some people say 8. Some people say 11. Yeah, those are both very good possibilities. But the answer is that it follows that the next one it processes is 11. Let's walk through the rest of the example, and we'll start again from the top. This is tricky, especially at almost 9 o'clock p.m. Else. Okay, so this is the next line of code that gets triggered. Else, if, how do you say this in English? If QWERTY, right, or is greater or equal even, right? Not greater than 5, not less than 5. Or could be equal or greater than 5. So this is the case. So what's the next line that gets triggered? 12. We move on. If QWERTY is 1,000, is QWERTY 1,000? No, it's close. So what's the next line that gets triggered? 14.
Can you scroll up a little, Jay? It's hard to see.
Yeah, I think I'll have to reduce the font to get it all in there. Can people still see this? Yeah. Okay. Else if QWERTY greater than 1. Is QWERTY greater than 1? It is. So what's the next line that gets triggered? 15. So that, what does line 15 do? Yeah, prints flag to the terminal. What's the next line that gets run?
18.
Good. So we could jump to the end of this inner if statement. So 18. And then what's the next line that gets run? 19. So what happens when you run this program? We'll print out 5, that's correct. So there's 19 lines of code here, but Ruby only ends up processing, 1, 2, I'm going to skip the blank lines, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the minority of the lines of code.